Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Today is May 1st, and we are little over 3 weeks away from our next big event, May 24th, Keysar Pavilion. Right next to me, we have an OG here. We call you OG now, Irving Martinez, and very active fighter. Been around for a minute now. Have quite a bit of fights, and then the last fight was actually fighting for the title. Come his way. So the title champion remaining the title. Now he's fighting for the next upcoming event against Jonathan Dominguez.
Yes.
Now, Irving, let's introduce you again. Do your thing.
Everybody, if you don't know, now you know Irving Martinez, aka the Dragon Kid, aka 3-star, back at it at the Dragon House, Keysar Pavilion, the home of the Dragon. Then we go into Cow Palace in August. So come on, guys, it keeps on coming. Let's get it.
Now, what you think of the last fight?
The last fight, I learned some things. Of course, the guy came prepared with a good game plan. Luring me in with the hands. We had a good back and forth. But he was just really mean for the takedowns, which to his part, he did good. But in overall, I felt like it was lacking action. I felt like we didn't give enough action to the fans. I'm like, if I would have known I was gonna show up for a jiu-jitsu match, I would have showed up in the rash guard. But it was what it was. It is MMA for a reason. You gotta respect the wrestlers when they're in their element. And this training camp, I just been working on that wrestling faithfully. I noticed that that's the only thing stopping me from becoming the elite MMA fighter that I see myself being. And that's what puts you in a different category. Like, for example, a boxer is a boxer and he's a fighter until he comes across a wrestler. And then a wrestler, that's his element. It's like, a shark in the ocean. And then they put a tiger in the water. It doesn't work. So we have to make sure that we're well-rounded in all aspects of the martial arts. And, shout out to my last opponent for coming in doing his thing. But hopefully we'll get that rematch with him.
Someday. I think Ashton Stanley is talking about going to pro on my August card. So we'll see how that's gonna play out. Now on this upcoming fight, talk about stand-up. I do think you have a very good matchup and stand-up bang, Jonathan Dominguez. What do you think of him?
I've seen a couple of his fights. He's a game opponent as well. I mean, I watched the fight with Dalton. He's a tough opponent. I know he did take the knockout loss against the last guy he fought. I think it was for the 45 belt. But that guy was the step up in competition was crazy. The guy's like 5-0. He's legit. The guy we fought last time was legit. So it was like, okay, he got knocked out by a legit guy. So it was crazy. He went from fighting the guys that are like 2-3 or like 2-1 to like a 5-0. It's like, whoa. And it was just, I think he took a step too big. And it's like, maybe this fight right here will sharpen him up for that next step. But this is what we do. I'm going to come in there and implement the stand-up as well. And I know he likes to stand and bang. Let's give the fans what they want.
Now, this upcoming fight, it's kind of like a meeting the mutual ground, 140 pound. And that's going to be good for you, good for him too. He's too small for 45. And you don't want to cut to 135 because you fight so frequently. So this fight, I think we have a good mutual ground, 140, catch weight. Where do you see yourself as better than him?
In all reality, it's, I feel like it's a good 50-50. I'm not going to say, I'm going to smoke the guy. Like, if I catch him slipping, seeing from the last fight, I have a good chance of knocking him out. I'm a big believer in, if you get knocked out consecutively and stuff, the chin starts to deteriorate, especially in the sport of MMA. Some guys, they just never come back mentally from a loss like that. Me, luckily, I've never been finished, like knocked out. I've been in trouble. I know a lot of guys, I'm going to finish early. They come in there. They're trying to hug on for dear life. So that's what happens.
I'm going to get finished early.
And of course, I always come in respecting my opponent, but I have the confidence to know that my cardio's up to par. The boxing, I know that I'm levels above boxing than most of the MMA guys, but they might edge me out in the wrestling department. So it goes like 50-50. I know he's gonna train hard. I love the GF Club. I'm a big fan of what they do. The Godfather, shout out to him. Those guys are good athletes, and I know that they're gonna train hard, but they know about me. They're just over there. They're building up guys just to come and take on me. Look, one guy, I'm about to start taking on the whole gym.
That's pretty awesome. Now, talk a little bit about where you train, who you train with for this upcoming fight.
Darcy O'Leary Jiu-Jitsu, of course. I have a new training partner, my boy Brian. He's been training with me, religiously on the wrestling. We're just working on, the ground and pound, situations, you know, how to get out, you know, the escapes, learning an escape or two. In case I'm in a greasy situation, you know, in a messed up position, I got to be able to transition out of there. Because sometimes I feel like in the fights when I'm on the ground, and if I don't transition from that certain spot, then the guy is just racking up points. So working on those escapes, he's gonna be there according to me that night as well. He actually trained at Dragon's Den in Union City. So I don't know if you guys heard of that, and they have another wrestling academy over there as well. So he's one of their fighters. And he's actually thinking about making his amateur debut, so he's probably going to be making his debut soon here at the Dragon House as well.
That's pretty awesome. Can't wait. What's his name?
Brian. Last name Chinchilla.
Chinchilla.
Yeah.
Brian Chinchilla. I can't wait.
In Spanish is Chinchilla, but in English Chinchilla, like the mink.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, as usual, if people want to get a hold of you, buy a ticket, come watching you fight, how can people contact you?
Instagram at 3-Star King, of course, 510-709-9617. Hit me up. You guys already know I'm from the East Bay, from Oakland to San Leandro, Hayward, San Francisco. I'm all up and down San Jose. You know, you catch me all through the Bay. Pull up on me. I'm at the gym.
That's pretty awesome. Now, any special loved one, and more importantly, any special supporters that you want to shout out to?
For this event, yes, I have a new sponsor called I Am Enough. Yeah, she's sponsoring me here, Teresa. I want to shout her out. You know, she's been amazing these last couple weeks. You know, getting me all the gear, all the stuff that I need prepared for this next event. I feel like now it's coming around full circle. Like, you know, all the hard work I put in, people are recognizing it. You know, they want me to represent their brand. They're giving me free gear. Hey, I'm all for it. Keep it coming. Keep all the free stuff coming.
That's pretty awesome. I hope all your sponsors come watching you fight. This is definitely a good rebound fight. Hopefully you can make a statement against a striker and not going to be trying to take you down, trying to, you know, hold you down the whole fight, you know. This is the one fight I think is going to be a very good entreated for all the fans, and it's going to be two strikers go at it. You know, that's pretty awesome. If Jonathan Dominguez watching the interview, what do you have to say to him?
Let's have fun. I watched his interview. I mean, he's a respectful guy. You know, he's a funny guy too, you know, so I can appreciate, you know, when two martial artists, they can have fun right before they get in there and bang out. You know, it's all fun and games. In the cage is all business. Afterwards, man, fun and games, you know. So let's have fun, man. Let's do this. You know what I come to do. I mean, I fought two of your former teammates. So
that's right.
They know what I do.
You fought Timothy Martin and
then Carlos. I'm trying to remember
his name.
Yeah, his last name.
The little guy.
Yeah, he was the one at Cow Palace. I remember I fought
Carlos
Anguiano. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Always look forward to have the Dragon Kids back in action. May 24, huge stack card. The event's a live stream pay-per-view nationwide. You can't make it to the event. Order your pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel just a little bit hit over 5,000 subscribers.
Woo!
We're trying to go for 6,000 subscribers. So please support all the fans out there. Click the like button and then welcome to comment on my interviews and contents, fights, and everything on my videos. So please subscribe and then follow me on Instagram as well. So this is going to be another huge stack card. Now, besides Jonathan Dominguez, is there any other fighter that you really want to fight?
Honestly, like at this point now that I've been fighting for so long, it's just, I feel like I fought anybody and everybody they throw at me. I don't like to turn down fights because I didn't get into the sport to like pick and choose, cherry picking. You know, I'm not scared of anyone in my weight class.
That's one good thing about Irving. Never say no to anybody.
You know, they give me the call. They have me choose a guy. Say whoever is ready, let's get it. You know, like last time Master Zhong called me here. Hey, we got two guys. I'm like, whoever make the weight, let's do it. He called me back. Hey, this guy's ready. Let's do it.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
When do you think is a good time for you to turn pro?
Honestly, I was contemplating that because the last fight, I got a feel for the without the shin guard, and I felt faster. The jiu-jitsu felt a little more natural. I feel like after this fight, it's either I'm gonna compete for another amateur belt or we're gonna have to go pro after that. It's the only logical sense. I'm 31, but I'm looking like I'm 25.
Absolutely.
So that's gonna be probably the best thing. It's just getting this one out the way, seeing what option we have afterwards. You know, I'll talk to Master Zhong. We'll check the numbers where we can run up, and then after that, we'll decide if we go pro or we keep in the amateur rankings.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. I mean, you have a title shot, and then you've been fighting a lot of top dogs in the round, and I think the 3 5-minute round with the elbows and knees is gonna turn into a whole nother.
That's going to only make it better for me, because I'm like, man, they allowing me to get more weapons in and you know, just mixing it up.
Yes.
More variety, some
Yes.
variation.
Yes. Sounds pretty awesome. Now, for more info, check out DragonHouseMMA.com. Once again, Irving Martinez, I call him the gamer. You know, he never turned down any fight, never away from any shining, any spotlight. He's coming up to fight. Doesn't matter who you put in front of him, this guy's gonna fight his heart out. So get prepared for another good epic event. May 24, Zhong Cage Fighting Series number 13 is going down. And any last one I want to say to anybody out there before we sign out?
I want to say shout out to, you know, everybody that support me. Shout out to my mom and dad, you know, because they've been, you know, supporting me every step of the way. My brother Trust, always there for me. All my training partners, Darcy O'Leary, got me started into the whole MMA lifestyle. Master Zhong for giving me the platform, the opportunity to showcase my skill to the world. You know, giving me a chance to chase my dream. And, you know, I'm very blessed. And Muhammad Ali.
Let's go. Signing out.